Hi, welcome to today's yoga and Pilates session in an olive grove in central Portugal. In this practice, we will combine a relaxing yet energizing 30 minutes of yoga and Pilates inspired simple exercises that focus primarily on stretching and strengthening the lower body and helping increase the range of motion in the hip area by releasing stiffness and tightness. This practice is great for most adults of all ages, shapes, and sizes. Be kind to your body. Don't force it into any uncomfortable moves. Be patient. You don't have to be a gymnast or a dancer or perform perfect postures. Just relax and let it flow according to your comfort level. Now, let's get started. Stand towards the back of your mat. Legs straight. Feet hip distance apart and raise your hands up in the air. Palms together and look up in a stretch. Lower your hands and repeat. Arms up in a nice stretch. Down, palms on the mat, and gradually walk forward and back into a downward facing dog. Move your hands back further towards your feet, and you can place your arms behind your shins, around your calves, ankles, keeping your legs straight, or you can bend them if this is too uncomfortable. You can place your hands on your shins if that's easier. Breathe deeply, feel the stretch. Arms up again, palms together. And then this time, move over to your left and then your right side in a stretch, side stretch for the obliques, and then back. Back down, hands flat on the mat, and then down, all the way down, and your stomach on the floor, and raise yourself up in a cobra pose or an upward facing dog. And now back up to downward facing dog, and you can pedal your heels up and down just to get that energy flowing and give your ankles a nice little stretch. Down onto your knees. Keep your fingers splayed out, hands flat down on the mat. And this time, let your left leg move up and down, foot flexed. And this is great for the glutes. If you can straighten your leg, then do so, but if you can't, if it's too uncomfortable, then just bend your leg. Just move it up and down as high as you can, and then back down for a few times. Knee on the floor, foot flexed, and this time you're going to rotate that leg with your knee bent. So you kind of kick up with your foot flexed and then bring that knee round in a kind of circle. And again, this is great for the hips and the glutes. See if you can keep your back straight. You can look down or straight in front of you, whatever's comfortable. And place that knee back down on the mat, and this time lift the knee up to the side foot flexed or straight. And just lift that up as high as you can. Lift your knee up as high as you can without straining. Remember, this is your practice. Now move that left leg straight out behind you and then from side to side so that the toes touch right behind your right knee. They just barely touch the mat. And just do this for a few times. And this is great for the legs and the hips. And remember, you can straighten out that leg if you can, or if not, just allow it to bend if that's more comfortable for you. And you can let your body kind of move a little bit from side to side. Now, move that leg up and down again, foot flexed. And kind of pulses. Knee down. And sit back into a child's pose and just relax. Arms out in front of you. Fingers open out. Hands flat on the mat. Head down. Take a few deep breaths. Lift up. And just kind of relax. And now we're going to bend that leg at the knee again. And then this time, that left knee is going to be touching the outside of the right knee on the mat. And then back up. Back up in a kind of gentle kick. Foot flexed. And you can move your head to the side as you move your knee to the right side. And back down. And now just sit back. Relax for a moment. And we're going to move a little bit from the other side so that you can see the other side. We're going to repeat those exercises on the right side. So straighten out that leg behind you and move it up and down in a kind of kick. And you can slow the exercise down a bit, or you can go a little bit faster. Keep your arms straight down from your shoulders to support yourself and stay balanced. Lower that knee down. Bend that leg and do those circles with the knee bent. Flex your foot and then straighten it. You flex your foot as you move your leg up in a kind of kick. Bring that down and around the knee. And you can do this about 10 times, 15 or 20 times. And it really does exercise those glute muscles. Bring that knee back down on the mat. And now that leg's going to lift up again as that knee is bent. You can do that 10, 15, 20 times, whatever's comfortable for you. You can go a bit slower or you can go a little bit faster. Legs straight out again behind you. And this time, move those toes right over to touch the mat on the left side and then the right side. As you move your right knee kind of to the outside of the left knee. You can try keeping your leg straight out behind you, or you can bend it slightly if that's more comfortable. Allow your body to move naturally without force. That right leg behind you, straight out. And this time the pulse is up and down, foot flexed. And feel that burn in your glute, especially in your left glute. Knee back down onto the mat and sit back in a child's pose and get your breath back. And just release for a moment and sit up a little bit. And we're going to repeat that exercise on the right side, where you place the right knee on the outside of the left knee so it touches the mat, and then back up in a kind of kick. And all these exercises are really great for releasing tension in the hips. And just kind of, relax a little bit and sit back. Sit back onto your feet, onto your ankles. Just take a breath, hands up in the air, arms straight, look up. Just take a moment to breathe and just focus. Now open your lower legs out and sit in warrior's pose, kind of in between your feet. You can place palms of your hands on your feet or behind you and stretch your head back, stretch your neck and your back and your shoulders a little bit. Now you're going to twist to the right and hold on to your foot with your left hand and just twist round. Now repeat the same exercise on the left side, reaching round with your left hand on the mat. Child's pose. At this time you're sitting in between your legs, your feet. Back up. If it's too hard for you to go all the way down with your hands, you can always just sit up a little bit. Now cross your legs and sit back, legs straight out in front of you in a seated forward bend, arms up in the air, palms together, and lower down, clasping your fingers together. Just reach down with your chin on your knees if you can, or you can sit up, placing your hands on your knees or your shins if that's easier for you. Remember to adapt each exercise to suit you, your skill level and ability. Now place your left foot against your inner right thigh, or you can place it on top of that right thigh and reach round with your right hand to touch that left leg. And with the left hand, clasp onto your right toes. And now the other side. This is a nice stretch. Hold on to your toes with your right hand. And let's repeat that. Left hand holds on to the right toes, the right foot. And right arm reaches round and bring your chin to your knee and back up. Now let's do a twist to the right, holding onto your toes with your left hand. Twist round with your right arm kind of wrapped around your lower back. Release your legs and back to forward seated bend. And now repeat the exercise, placing the right foot on top of the left thigh and bring that left hand around to your right side, and right hand clasps the foot of the left side. Reach your chin down to your left knee. Now let's hold on to that left foot with the left hand. Right arm wraps around your lower back. And then left arm wraps around to the right side. Right hand holds on to that left foot in a twist. Now bring your feet together, soles of your feet together, in a cobbler's pose, also known as a butterfly pose. You can hold on to your feet with your hands, and you can sit up straight, back straight. Try and bring your knees down to the floor as much as you comfortably can. Or you can stay in that position and then reach down with your chin going down towards your feet and your arms stretched out in front of you. Back up. And just play around with this exercise, putting your soles of your feet together and seeing how far you can reach down without forcing. You'll find that this gets easier with practice, like everything else. Cross your legs, hands on your knees, and stretch your arms out, bringing your chin down to the mat. If that's easy for you, or just sit up and relax for a moment. Now let's cross the left leg in front of the right. Take a breath. Reach out with your arms, fingers spread out, hands flat on the floor, chin down onto the mat, and breathe. Back up. Now we're going to turn around on the mat just so you can see this exercise better. And just open your legs out as comfortably as you can, as wide apart as you can, without straining. Now we're going to reach our arms out in front, and you can sit up, or you can lower your upper body down in front of you, whatever's going to be comfortable. You can hold on to your big toes with your thumb and index finger, and then just let your body come down. Put your chin on the floor, back straight in a stretch, or place your arms out in front of you. Back up. Now you're going to bring that right leg folded in with your foot against your groin, and you're going to reach over to clasp your toe of your left foot with your right hand in a twist that bends slightly upwards towards the sky. You can turn your chest a little bit more towards the sky if that works for you. Now back up. Now we're going to bend the left leg and bring that right arm, or that left arm, overhead, and you can try and clasp your toe of your right foot with that thumb and finger. Cobbler's pose. Just let your knees gently drop down to the mat. If this is too uncomfortable, just cross your legs in a position that's comfortable for you. Now we're going to go back on our knees and our hands, and we're going to do a cat-cow spine bend, which is really nice. And look up as you bend up, and then down as you arch your back. And keep those arms and hands aligned with your shoulders. And you can kind of wiggle from side to side if you like, or just experiment with this. Now we're going to sit up, and we're going to do a back bend. Okay, we're going to move that right hand down and see if you can reach behind you and place your hands resting on your heels while keeping your hips aligned with your knees as much as possible. Bend at the waist. Now bring yourself back up. And sit back onto your heels in a child's pose. Reach forward with your arms and just relax. Let go. This is kind of the counter stretch to that back bend. Downward facing dog. And lift up your right leg behind you, straight up in the air. See See if you can keep your hips aligned with your back and your shoulders. You can bend that knee and then bring it forward, step forward with that right leg. And just keep it straight and do a stretch as you support yourself with your fingers and your left foot, keeping that right leg straight. Now, step back, downward facing dog. And you can lift your heels up and down in that downward facing dog and just wiggle your hips from side to side. And now you're going to lift up that left leg straight up behind you. You can lift up that heel of the right leg if you like. And you're going to bring that left leg forward, step forward, keeping that leg straight, right leg straight behind you, feet planted firmly on the mat, arms out in front. Now bend that left heel, lift up your heel in a stretch if you like. Now back to downward facing dog, and then upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Kind of jump forward a little bit with your legs crossed, or just step forward. We're going to go back to the seated forward bend. Only this time you're going to bend your legs at the knee, and you're just going to sit there for a moment. And then lower down to your back. Legs straight out in front of you. Savasana. Turn your palms up. Hands about 6 inches away from your hips. Feet just hips distance apart. Just relaxed. Whatever is most relaxing for you as you lay down on the mat. And just start to feel your whole body just sink down into the mat in complete relaxation. Any stress, any worries or tensions, just allow them to release into the ground. Release any tension in any parts of your body. And you can do this for about 30 minutes, 20 minutes, whatever you like. But when you're ready to come out of it, just start moving your feet and your hands. Turn onto your right side and just pull yourself up. Cross your legs in front of you. And just make yourself comfortable. And this time you're going to lift that right arm up over your head in a side bend. Bring that round and repeat on the left side. A nice stretch to the sides of your body. And repeat that again on the right side. And then the left. in a wonderful stretch. Then you can cross your left leg in front of your right and place your hands with palms up on your knees as you sit with your legs crossed. Close your eyes if you like. Take 2 or 3 deep breaths. Arms up in the air in a prayer. Look up. Bring your hands down to your heart center. Namaste.